Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Chef.
Oh, hey,
Good morning.
Marilyn.
Yes, hold on.
I think on your recipe
Uh-huh.
I think were you doing a gougere, like a cheese puff kind of thing?
Oh
Or was it
no, talking about the
that wasn't
chocolate
you?
avocado pie.
No. Okay, then maybe it might have been not you. I'll look. There
Okay.
was one that I needed to talk about. And it might have been not you. Maybe I just looked at yours and
Uh-huh.
uh, oh no, that wasn't you. It was Melissa, not you. Sorry. Good morning.
Morning, Chef.
Good morning.
Morning, Chef.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, Chef.
Good morning, Roy.
Morning, Chef.
Good morning. Hey, Dimitri. Dimitri.
Good morning, Chef.
Good morning. Good morning, Gary. How are you feeling?
I'm still sick, but I don't have COVID, so
Oh, that's good. But it sucks that you're sick.
yeah. I'll watch the video today and get caught up and stuff.
Cool. Yeah, no worries.
Morning, Chef.
Good morning. Who is that? Amy?
Amy. Yes.
Good morning.
Morning, Chef.
Good morning, Guillermo. Got about 5 more minutes. We'll get started in 5 minutes. We'll get started in just a couple more minutes. Let me finish posting something on the portal. All All right. So happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So I hope everybody's doing well. Let me just make sure I got everybody on the attendance. All right, we're good. All right, so good morning. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope I have everybody's almost getting ready to finish with their their recipes. Hopefully, you've gotten most of your recipes done. But the next project is there's two more things to the project, and that is costing out the recipe and making the menu. We're going to be talking about both of them today, and I'm going to show you on the portal where everything is going to be, and I put a few more things for y'all to look through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you all the stuff that is on the portal. So let me show you. Let me share my screen real quick. Is everybody there? Yes, everybody awake?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
here.
All right, cool. I just want to make sure because this is where all of this is going to lie. So it's going to be in day 20. So if you click on day 20 on the portal, it's going to, well, here, let me make it so where it looks like. All right, so this is how yours is going to look on day 20. And if you look up day 20 right now, this is how it's going to look. So example of costing sheet, ingredient list in the PowerPoint. So you're going to click on example of costing sheet. You're going to pull it up, and this is going to pop up right here. You're going to click open with, and you're going to, now we have this. Now this is a little bit smaller than what you have on the portal, but it's still an example of what needs to happen. So here's like the mushrooms, here's recipes that are filled out right here with the amounts, with the units right here, the ounce, pounds, you name it. And then you got the as purchased cost, and that's where you find it. You have to find the recipe, or I'm sorry, you have to find the price. And the way you find the price is on the very end of this. At the far end, there is a ingredient list that says ingredient list on there, or there's also an ingredient list on the portal. And let me, so if you go, can y'all, I want to make sure everybody's seeing.
Yeah, you're still showing.
Am I still showing the portal?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you click on the ingredient list, this will pop up. You click open to Google Sheets, and there is, oh wait, this is not what I wanted. That was not the ingredient list I was looking for. All right, well, I'm gonna have to, hold on. I put the wrong ingredient list on there. Hold on. That's the one I was supposed to get. All right, so I'm gonna, this is where I will fix it. But here is the ingredient list from avocados, snow peas, bell peppers, you name it. Here are the prices right here. Now, we might not have everything, but at least this is an ingredient list that you can, it's got prices on it per pound, per ounce, you name it. That will help you with costing out the recipe. So what you're going to do is you're going to, let's say here, this mushroom, stuffed mushroom. You're going to put mushrooms, breadcrumbs, put everything that needs to be on there. Now, let's say this list is not big enough for you. Then, okay, you can either leave a couple of things out, or you go right click on the side, and you can insert a row. There you go, and it'll insert a row for you. So if you need to make this larger, you go, you just insert another row. Does everybody see that?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, Chef.
All right. So everybody kind of understands what needs to be done. This example, it's got multiple recipes. And you see how the recipes are labeled down below here? That's what I would like you to do as well. And I want you to make sure when you save your copy, I want you to make sure you name it with your name, with your actual name on there. Okay. Everybody follow so far what I'm wanting you to do?
Yes, Chef.
All right.
Yes,
So,
Chef.
I will change that ingredient list. Let me click on that. Let me share. All right, hold on one second. Let me just fix this so it's on the portal for you instead of the wrong thing.
Hey, Chef, I have a question about that costing sheet.
Yeah, I'm listening.
So, when I was costing out my recipes, I had like trouble trying to figure out how much like salt and pepper and condiments I was using. Do we need to cost those out as well,
Yes.
using in such small quantities?
Yeah. Yeah, just because even that salt and pepper costs money, right?
So we just basically just
It
write.
would be like a penny, half
Okay.
a cent or whatever, you would have to kind of figure out, what you would do is you would look at how many ounces are in a box, right? In a box of salt, then you would figure out, okay, I'm using, very minute. So I would say a penny, or, like a point two, point 0.02 or 0.0, I mean, just a very small amount, but it should,
And does
you
it
want to
matter
make
if
sure.
you use different units, like if I mix ounces with grams or pounds in the same recipe, or it doesn't matter?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I mean, I mean, for a standardized recipe, you would want it all. I mean, really, to be honest, you would want it to be all the same, right? Because you would want to make sure it's easy for your employees to to make, right, and to weigh out. Because if it's grams, ounces, all sorts of different sizes and are different, or not sizes, but different units, you would need to make sure you have a gram scale. You would need to make sure you have all of that. So, sometimes it is easier when you do it all in one kind of a measurement, but it really doesn't matter.
Okay, thank you, Chef.
Mhm. So does everybody know where all of this lives now? So where it's going to live, sorry, I'm not sure. So on day 20, you're going to have an example of a costing sheet on day 20. On day 20, you're going to now have the ingredient list. This is the list that I just changed it. And then you're going to also, on a daily basis, your PowerPoint's going to be there. And then at the end of the day, whenever the video is done and ready, it will be posted right before date, or right at this spot as well. So, with that being said, let me go to my PowerPoint. And I might cut y'all loose a little earlier today as well, just because I want y'all to get, because this project is the most important thing right now because of, because we're getting closer to the end of the block. All right, so menu pricing, we kind of, and menu, we kind of talked about pricing a little bit, and making sure we have a good menu mix. We want to track all the waste and control. We basically just want to have ultimate control over our menu. Now, food cost, we've kind of talked a little bit about recipe cost. We talked about food cost. We talked about actual, or just in food cost in general, ideal cost for serving per serving, actual food cost, and actual food cost per serving. That's kind of what we talked about yesterday. And what today we're going to talk about is like menu design, designing a menu. And so, by the end of the day, everybody can either be doing costing. If you're done with your costing, you can do your design menu. But by the end of the day, everybody's going to have all the information to get the project done, pretty much, other than the presentation portion of it. But designing of a menu, basically a well-designed menu has a good menu mix. It's very well written. It's very well laid out. It's smartly, laid out in a way of where you have, obviously, and haven't we talked about the different types of things on a menu, like a dog or a star or a plow horse or something like that? Haven't we talked about that, or is that the other class?
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Okay, all right. So having those kind of set on your menu, and allowing those stars to really shine bright and make your money, or plow horses, whatnot. But very well-rounded, good food cost as well. That's kind of what a menu, or a good food, good pricing, all of those things go into a well-designed menu. Let's see. Someone read about the first draft of the menu.
The first draft of your menu is not going to be perfect. Some items will sell better than you expected, some worse. Some dishes will not fit the concept of the restaurant, or you might notice that you could start adding new menu items with the equipment and ingredients you already have. Once you open your restaurant and see the menu in action, you will start to get a better idea of what works and what doesn't about your menu.
Thank you. Yeah, so you're going to figure out what's working and what's not, right? Especially when you're opening up a brand new restaurant that you've never, tested this menu other than, you have a soft opening, you have all of that, but that's kind of a bunch of friendly people in there. But you need to test out that menu, and if that menu, if items aren't being sold or whatever else, you might really want to consider, changing it up and all that. But just making sure you kind of analyze what all the items that you're selling that are not selling. Watch the garbage can as well. When you're starting a new menu, I think like a video or something said, you should really watch that garbage can, because that garbage can lets you know what the customers are eating and what they're not eating. Designing a menu, basic design of a menu. An ideal restaurant menu offers a balance of classical dishes and fresh food trends, while balancing the right food cost, maintaining maintaining and increasing profit. Okay, but before writing everything down, you need to decide what items to offer at your restaurant. A restaurant menu design reflects the restaurant concept for sure, right? So, what would you, even that picture of this guy on this menu, what kind of restaurant would you think this picture of this guy might be on?
Italian.
Exactly. Make it fit. Guys, if this guy was on a Chinese food restaurant menu, I would kind of question, right? Make it relevant, make everything relevant to what it is, make the design, make everything true to your concept, because in your concept is whatever your concept is. It could be any sort of concept, but make it true to your concept. Make sure that it fits what you want it to fit, right? Because it would just be odd if I have this guy right here on my maybe Greek menu, or my maybe not Greek, but but my Chinese food menu, or my just something like that. It just kind of a weird, doesn't fit the mold or what we're thinking it should fit. Okay, now menu pricing. We want to make sure it's balanced. We want to make sure you get the customers get the bang for their buck, right? You want to make sure that the customers get what they deserve, right? You want to make sure that they get everything that they, what they're supposed to be getting. Make sure the price is perfect for that. For example, I don't know. I went to a Mexican food restaurant once, and I asked for or the price for this it was a beef fajita, like taco or nachos. It was beef fajita nachos, and it was fairly cheap. And I was like, something's up with that. And so when I get it, it's like ultra cheap beef fajita meat it was like real janky, cheap fajita meat. So make sure, and the price made me go, what's going on? Why is it so cheap or whatever else? And that's what it is. So you've got to make sure that the price balances out with whatever if it wasn't that cheapy kind of crappy beef fajita meat, and if it was, if it wasn't that, or if I actually bought beef fajitas and it was that cheapy kind of crappy kind, and I spent a lot of money on there, now I would think that my value of the product is off balance, right? My value, what I paid for it is not the value of what the meat really is. So I'll feel like I'm getting ripped off or whatever else. So you need to make sure that the customers know that it makes them feel like they're getting a value for their money, or they're bang for their buck, that they're not getting ripped off or what have you. Kind of like the sizes, my wife and I love Shipley's it's the donut that's got cinnamon and sugar, and it's kind of a twisty cinnamon and sugar kind of a donut. And okay, so we've been going to Shipley's, for a long time, and so I don't know, my daughter had a sleepover fairly recently. I went and picked up one, and in the little twisty donut that used to be, a good size, now they made it smaller, but they're charging the same price for it. So, and I'm like, man, that's stupid. I'm not getting my bang for my buck. I feel like I'm paying the same price for a smaller item. So, the cost factor is not balanced out properly. So you need to really make sure you balance that out. Menu layout, make sure it looks good. Make sure it reflects your menu design, or your restaurant design, your restaurant theme, the theme of your restaurant, any of that sort of stuff. You need to let it reflect, and also formal, if it's formal restaurant, make sure the menu looks formal. It looks like something that you would see in a very fine dining restaurant, instead of a cafe or a diner or whatever else. Diners have different a different menu style than a fine dining establishment. So make sure that it fits everything, right? The colors, the fonts, everything. Make sure it fits it all. Design of a menu. Yeah, here's an Italian style. Someone read me this example.
If you are opening an Italian restaurant with an emphasis on Tuscan cuisine, muted colors such as yellow, coral, sage green, and brick red colors associated with the Tuscan countryside will all make for a suiting menu layout. However, those colors would look out of place on the menu of a Mexican restaurant or a French cafe.
Thank you. So, make sure it fits the concept, right? Make sure it fits, and make sure it looks good. Let's see, making sure that we okay, yeah. So, like for when you're designing a menu, break it up into little sections so it's easy, little bullets, little sections of, okay, here, so where the customer is not having to look at all over the menu for just, the seafood or the drinks or whatever else. It's specifically located. Okay, here's the drinks right here. Here's the seafood. Here's this. Make it easy for them to navigate the menu. So break it up into little sections, little boxes, little highlights, little something that will draw attention, like that red color right there, that little red spot on that menu. That red spot, I mean, all of a sudden, I mean, I just, when I moved my eyes over to that menu, my eyes went directly to that red pot or red thing, that's the red box right there, right? So it did what it was supposed to do. It draw my attention over to it. So anything like that, that helps out. You know, you can write chef special, new on the menu, you know, very popular dish. If you've ever seen anything like that, you know, that people write that on the menu to help push these certain items. You know, why is it? I mean, we're going to say it's popular because I make the most money on this. So I want to spotlight that. So I write, it's the most popular thing on the menu, or it's the, you know, whatever else. So make sure you spotlight certain items. You know, also, you know, and they were saying break it up into little sections or whatever else. And, you know, here, like that fried chicken honey butter biscuit right there. That draws your eyes straight to here or to here. This and this bold color right here. Any of that, those things make your eyes go to it, and it just kind of helps the customer, and it entices the customer, and it's a way that we know that it will help produce our sales more if we do this. We'll have a lot more sales of products if we do this. Let's see, customers spend about 90 seconds looking at the menu, and this time does not, so basically 90 seconds. So if it's a poorly written, if it's poorly designed, if it's poorly whatever, you have just lost people, right? So you're not losing, you're not getting good business, you're not selling the product properly or as much as you need to, all of that. So you're not going to maximize your profit. You're going to start losing. You're going to have more loss than profit if you have a poorly designed menu that is not easy to read, that's hard for the customers to follow, that's kind of poorly spaced out, poorly with the the fonts, bad fonts, or whatever else. You just need to make sure you watch that. Let's see. The descriptions, you need to make sure that the descriptions, like it says on this slide, mouth watering. Well, you just want to make it sound like so good. Why? You want to make these people want it so bad that they want to order it. You want to make sure that those customers want that food. Make it sound good, and make it sound sexy, make it sound delicious. No one wants to have non-sexy food. No one wants to have ugly food. No one wants to sound, food that doesn't sound mouth-watering or whatever else, or what have you. So make it look good, or make it sound good when you're describing it. Use all those descriptive words that we kind of went over a while back. Keep it short and sweet, to the point, type of thing. But just make sure that you really uh, have some good descriptions in there. Let's see, that's about it. Let's see. Go. Yeah, you don't want to go into the weights or number of items. Why? Because weights and number of items might change. So you never want to be that specific when you put in unless it is like an 8-ounce ribeye New York strip, or I mean whatever else. If you're saying an 8-ounce steak or something that can be consistently cut, instead of saying an 8-ounce, I don't know, lobster tail, where I can't control the lobster tail size, right? I can only control the steak size. Lobster tail, I can buy close around there, but I can't, I'm not going to cut off a little bit of extra meat of my lobster tail just to make it 8 ounces or what have you. So make sure you put the weights when the weights need to be there, or if it's an appetizer, you might want to write 4 shrimp or 2 shrimp or whatever else. So where if people are trying to share or going to share an appetizer, they know that they might need to buy 2 of these if they have a party of 4 or whatnot. So making sure that you do that. Didn't we go over all of these words, or was that a different class?
Yeah, we did, Chef.
Okay, so this will be just kind of. This will be I'm going to just kind of breeze through this. Here's some good descriptive words right here. And luckily this will be on day 20, this PowerPoint. So if you need, when you're creating your menu and trying to get descriptive words, you can pull this PowerPoint up and you can kind of look for all of these good descriptive words right here. Sour, spicy, nutty, tangy, yeasty, woody, zesty, sweet, airy, buttery, chewy, creamy, crispy, crunchy, crusty, blanch, blackened, braised, breaded, broiled, caramelized, fried, glazed, infused, fermented, marinated, poached, roasted, saute, smoked, whipped, seared, dry, crispy, greasy, dry versus crispy, crispy versus or greasy versus velvety. We've already kind of talked about that. Using local produce. Yeah, if you're using local produce, anything local, you need to make sure you you advertise that. Give me 1 sec, guys. Let's take a 5-minute break. All right. Could we take 5 minutes? 5 minutes.
Chef.
All right.
Yes, Chef.
Yeah, Chef.
All right, I'm back.
Good morning, Chef.
Good morning.
I'm so sorry I'm late. I'm struggling with this alarm clock. I have to get like an old fashioned one.
It's okay. We're recording it. I recorded it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of
Is
course.
everyone working on their menus right now? Or
No, I gave him a quick 5-minute break. I had to run, let my dog out real quick. So I just gave everybody a 5-minute break.
okay, I'm gonna go let mine out too because woke up late. So
Yeah, no worries.
Hey, Chef. I was
Yep.
actually late this morning as well.
Yeah, I saw you come in. I got you.
Yeah, me too, Chef. I overslept as well.
I got you all, man.
the good news is daylight savings is coming, so soon.
Yes. Is it this weekend? Or is it?
It might be
Or-
next weekend. I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to when it happens.
Yeah, totally. That's my favorite. I wish we don't do the change. I mean, like, I wish we changed to this and stay like daylight savings after we
I agree.
changed.
I always do better in the fall and winter, and then
Totally.
moving forward, I'm like, why?
Totally, dude. I hate that. It's the worst. It's the worst. When you lose an hour, it's ridiculous. All right, guys. So we're gonna get started. We're actually kind of like I said, you know, where I'm going to give you a little extra time to work on your project because we're almost done with the lecture for today. So anyway, so I'm going to push on and then I'll let y'all out a lot earlier than usual. Okay, so if you were putting any sort of local food, or if you're getting any local food, local beef, local seafood, local anything, make sure, or if it's something like farm, something specific, man, totally advertise it. I get these farm fresh eggs from wherever, from Yewa or from, I get these, whatever from this farm. It helps that farm out, right? It's kind of advertisement, and plus sometimes you can get a deal cut with some of the purveyors or farmers if you're advertising saying I get all my eggs from this East Side Produce or East Side Poultry or whatever else. So they might cut you a deal. So anyway, just making sure that you advertise your farms or where you get your food. Also when you're making a menu, you need to keep your restaurant in mind, what the back of the house looks like, right? And what it is. And again, we don't always make a menu before we have a kitchen. Sometimes we redo a menu or whatever else, but you need to make sure that you have the proper your kitchen fits your menu. For example, let's say some kitchens don't have a big walk-in cooler and walk-in freezer. Some kitchens only have what I call reach-in freezers, right? So things that you can just go reach into it, kind of like your home fridge, where it's a lot smaller, right? So where if if I only had reach-in coolers, it would be very stupid for me to buy a half of a cow, right? Because I couldn't fit a half of a cow in a reach-in cooler, right? I can only get it if I had a big walk-in cooler, right? Something really huge or whatever else. So you need to make sure that, that your menu fits what it is and what you're bringing in. If you're wanting to have a grilled item on your menu and you don't have a grill, well, duh, obviously you're not going to have a grilled item, right? Or you're going to have to buy a grill or whatever else. So just make sure it fits and it's easy and it flows really well in your kitchen, where it's easy for the food to go in, go out, all of that good stuff. Making sure, restaurants should be between 25 to 30% of its total space in the restaurant, or the kitchen should be around 25 to 35% of the total space of the restaurant. Okay. And the kitchens are usually small. Why? Because they make all their money out on the dining tables, all of that. And that's kind of the larger the kitchens, you waste prime real estate where customers could be sitting, right? So you want more asses in the chairs. So you want more room in the dining room to fit more people, especially now, guys, because we're still at what, 75% or, whatever percent. So we need to make sure that, our dining rooms are pretty good size to even be able to have a certain amount, to have people coming in and eating in the restaurant. And also making sure you have it designed for drive-through or delivery or to-go orders or whatever else. You would be completely ignorant in a business sense if you don't have, if you're building a restaurant right now or building a business right now, that you do not incorporate to go or have a separate area for delivery or for whatever else. I think that's very important, especially now. Menu pricing, make sure it is priced right. We want to make sure that it's not priced your customers out of what they can afford. And that's why that demographic was so important. Does everybody understand that? That's why the demographic is so important, because you need to know how much people can afford around your area, right? I can't just say, oh, I'm going to make this dish, I don't know, $50 or whatever else. But again, can my customers afford that? And really, it kind of depends on who your clientele that you're trying to attract and who is the demographic and what can they afford? What is their expendable income? What is their way, how can they, or you just need to understand what they want and the menu pricing and all of that. And do you know the reason why most of the restaurants in the same area of town have about the same pricing of their menus? Well, because their clientele's the same, right? If I have a restaurant here in Southwest Austin, and then I got another restaurant in Southwest Austin, the burgers are close to the same price. Well, duh, because it's the same clientele, right? Maybe if I was closer to like 360, Westlake area, maybe the burger prices might be up a little bit more prices up there, because anybody in the 360, area, the demographics and the price, the amount of money that, take home pay goes up a little higher once you get closer to Westlake or 360 Bridge area and all of that. So, determining who your clientele is or your demographics is so important because of, and that's one of the very first steps. So where you can determine, what your menu price and what your menu items are going to be, because maybe your demographic people don't even like the food that you're making. So you need to really look at what it is. Reducing cost. We kind of talked about this. Just make sure things are cross-utilized. Make sure you have multiple, you're never going to have, you're never buying one item just for one dish. I would never buy, I don't know, let's say I need, okay. Just looking on my counter. Okay, I got mangoes and I only have one dish, one spot to put this mango, right? Well, it would not be smart for me to have just one dish that has mango. I would at least want to make it profitable for me to bring in a whole case, 12 mangoes or whatever else. It would cost effective to have it for 2 or 3 items, or put it on the menu and maybe have a mango salsa when the mango, if mangoes are, let's have a mango smoothie, or, have multiple venues and multiple areas where I could sell a mango. So where I can buy in bulk, so where I then can reduce down my prices, meaning it that way, or making sure that, my employees, use the standardized recipes, so they're not going to waste any of the food, any of that sort of stuff. All right, I think I hit everything. Any questions so far? I'm just kind of a talking head. Are y'all good? Everybody good?
Yeah, chef.
All right.
Talking.
All right. So reducing cost, you want to, anything, if it's like slow today, if it's raining, let's say it's raining today, or, in the next, I think on Monday, we've got this really big cold front coming in. Let's say it's really cold and rainy outside, and I have this huge patio. So I've got a lot of wait staff that is not doing anything, and a lot of kitchen staff that's not doing anything. So I'm going to cut people. I'm going to send people home, tell them, okay, well, I'm going to just send you home because, we have no business or whatever else. I need to make sure my sales, whatever my sales equals to what, how many employees I have and all of that. So if I'm not producing a lot of sales, I can just send a few people home, and that could help lower my labor costs for sure. Because if my sales of my food cost is not selling, I'm not bringing enough money in to pay my labor. So I need to make sure it balances out correctly. Let's see. Physical facts, spending money is okay. All right. So spending money is painful versus consuming is pleasurable. Yeah. You want to make sure that the customer weighs their options, right? They want to make sure that they got that, they were pleased. They felt like they got their value for their money for, or the service, a value for their service, or a value for what they're buying or whatever else. They need to feel value, feel like they got a value for it. And if they didn't, it would be very painful, right? People, there's been some times where I go, God, I feel like I just spent my money on some, I did not get a good value for my money. And it's because of, I don't know, what one thing or another, but just making sure that, you know, I feel like I got a good value for what I spent. I don't ever want to feel cheated. I never want to feel, and I never want my customers to ever feel cheated. Because if they feel cheated, they will all for sure not come back. And you want to analyze, you know, and we've kind of talked about this of stars and plow horses and dogs and all of that. And there are some that are going to be stars, going to be plow horses and all of that. But, you know, those are the things that are how you analyze your menu. You know, here's a star, you know, like stars on a menu items, high profitability, high popularity, high profitability. Your menu should have, I mean, this is a great example of where you should put your stars. Here you go, beef tenderloin, flat iron, all of that, you know, those things right in this area right here. You got and that's $18 for the beef tenderloin. So, you know, this helps you determine the stars. Also the plow horses. And the puzzles. And the dogs. Food, remember, food is fashionable. You know, people like, you know, healthy. They like, you know, they like to travel. They like beverages. People like all sorts of, you know, different things, you know, especially now, you know, you have a lot of new beverages out and all sorts of different beverages, you know, any of that sort of stuff, flavor, cuisine, technology. These are fashionable right here. Cauliflower, I mean, those are things that are coming in, you know, anything cauliflower, you know, like cauliflower crust, that's more healthy, kind of sort of things. Now for a menu, to create menus, here you go. Guys, these are the websites right here. Must-have menus is a great one. All of them are really good. The must-have menus, the only thing you need to do is you need to create a login, because if you don't create a login, it does not save your menu. So if you don't get it done at first and you need to save your menu, you need to create a login. These three right here, these three are the ones that you're going to be using to create a menu. I will show you. Let's see, I thought let's see. All right, so here, this one you can log in. I don't even know if I have a, yeah, maybe. I don't have a password. All right, I'll have to look and find out my username and password, but this must-have menus will help you create a menu. I will, hold on, let me stop sharing. I will tomorrow or this afternoon, I will post a few menus on the portal for day 21. I will post a few examples of, or actually I'll do it on day 20 since I've got them all on day 20. So I will do post a few examples of some menus that have been done for this class. So I'll put some examples so you can kind of look at it. But are there any questions so far? Yes, no, maybe so? No?
Are we still going to be working on our costing sheets as well?
Yes, you're going to be working on costing sheet. You got to work on your menu. But I would say work on your costing sheets first, then you can work on your menu.
Okay. And are you still going to do an example of the costing sheet?
I did. It's already up on the portal. If you go to day 20, did you see this? It says example of costing sheet. Click on that. And you click open with Google Sheets. And there you go.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
So it'll be on day 20. Also the ingredient list. That I shared, and let me make sure this is the right one. Yes, it is. I'm glad I looked at it. But this has got all the ingredient list and some of the prices. You just click open with Google Sheets, and bada bing, bada boom, she is good. All right. And then the PowerPoint that we use for today is right there as well. And then in about probably 2 or 3 hours, Zoom will give me the video, and I will post it right above or right below where it says day 20. So for today, what I need you to do is work on your costing. You need to finish your cost, or if you haven't done your menu, you need to, or your recipes, you need to do your recipes, and then you need to do your costing. Okay, so it's now this class is kind of ratcheting up a little bit, so you need to be very careful with as you get closer. If you don't get things done, it's going to get deeper and deeper and harder to get yourself out of that hole. So do your best to stay. I'm giving you. I mean, it's 7:08 right now, and you're going to have the whole rest of the day to do it. I'm not going to require you to stay online with me. I'm going to just end class and let y'all do your thing. And, if you need me, you can text me, email me, call me. I'll be here, but, I'm going to let you do your thing and work on your project and get it going. So by Monday, I would like to have seen all the recipes costed out at least. Okay.
Yes, chef.
All right. Everybody good? All right. Peace.
Yes,
Hold on. Y'all have a great rest of your day. And again, this is how the class is kind of set up. So where, I give you a lot of extra time to work on your project. So you should have plenty of time to get it done, especially with, your personal time. I know is very busy, but this is going to have a good couple hours of class time to work on it. So y'all have a great day. Be safe, be careful, have a great weekend. And I will see y'all on Monday.
Happy Friday, Chef. Take care.
Yes. Y'all have a great day.
Take care,
Yes.
chef.
Yep.
Have a good day too, Chef.
And bye-bye, guys.
Bye.